Hey, you guys. So we're going to be taking some notes on symbolism. I'm going to tell you, you guys need to kind of follow along because I'm going to be teaching this the same way, but symbolism, I'm going to have you guys look at different symbolism based on which novel you are reading. So my 7th graders are going to be looking at Hunger Games. My 8th graders are going to be looking at Lord of the Flies. So when we get to certain parts of the foldables, you guys are going to be writing different things depending on your grade. So just please try to pay attention and listen for whether you're in 7th grade or 8th grade. Also pay attention to the book. So if you are not reading Hunger Games, don't write down the Hunger Games symbolism. If you're not reading Lord of the Flies, then don't write down the Lord of the Flies symbolism, okay? So I really need you guys to stay focused in this lesson because I'm doing a 7th and 8th grade one together here, okay, guys? When you have your table of contents filled out and your 2-page spread ready to go, come on back. Okay, guys, so make sure you have the date that you are taking these notes. You should also have some page numbers up there. These are the 2 foldables that you need for today, okay? Okay, and I'm gonna get to cutting and taping. Okay, guys, I'm back. Okay, so symbolism. First, it's asking us to define it, which is what we do at the beginning of each of our notes anyway. Okay, so symbolism is when a person, place, or thing, it's a person, place, or thing that represents a deeper meaning. Okay, so a lot of times we'll have colors that might symbolize things. So a lot of times the color red can symbolize things like love. What I love about the color red is a lot of times it'll represent love, but another one that it tends to do is it represents blood. Okay, so you can also look at objects. Okay, and that's honestly what most of the things that we are going to talk about is when we come to objects. Think of something that could symbolize one of your key personality traits and write your answer beneath the flap. So if you're me, key personality trait is I'm a little outspoken. I speak a lot and I speak loudly, and I tend to not keep my opinions to myself. So a symbol that I could use to describe myself is a loudspeaker. Okay, so it would symbolize who I am and some of the things that are known about me. We could also look at symbolism as a metaphor. What might the metaphor "love is a jewel" symbolize? Well, hopefully you guys grasp that love is precious and should be taken care of just like you would an expensive jewel. Okay, so those are just some ideas on what we do with symbolism, okay? So here's your job. You guys are going to be looking at some symbolism, okay? 7th grade, you guys are reading Hunger Games. So I want you guys to look for, and honestly, all 3 of these, these 2 symbols are both in chapter 1 and 2, okay? And I actually talked about them. So you should be able to find them again. So one of the things that I want you guys to look at as a symbol is pita's bread. Okay, so 7th grade, you guys are writing the words pita's bread here, okay? You're gonna find a quote that supports the symbolism that you've decided on pita's bread, and then you're going to explain to me the symbolism here, okay? Your second symbol is going to go down here, and it's going to be the dandelion. Okay, these are both in the very similar spot in the novel. Okay, so once again, you're going to find me a quote to support the dandelion and then explain the symbolism down here. Okay, 8th grade, we have started chapter 1, okay, of Lord of the Flies. So you're going to have 2 symbols also. Your first one is going to be the scar. Okay, we've discussed this. We've even somewhat talked about. Well, I want you to dig in deep and think of the symbolism. I had the scar, thinking about the biblical allusions with it. Your other one that I want you to do is the conch shell. Okay, so that's yours. So my 8th grade symbols are scar and conch shell. My 7th grade ones are pita's bread and the dandelion. Okay, so you guys are going to fill this out accordingly based on which grade you're in and what you're reading. Okay, make sure you have a quote and make sure you explain the significance. Okay, just like you do with all other literary notes, you're going to take the quick quiz after this, and then I will be checking your notes in class tomorrow, and I will see you then.